Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and today playing a tribal deck in Historic. This is Gruul Dinosaur Tribal, an archetype that was somewhat relevant in Ikoria Standard, but is not really shown up in Historic. So I thought, given that there's a pretty heavy control meta right now, being able to main deck cards like Shifting Ceratops, also most of the removals burn-based. So something like Ripjaw Raptor, when it's dealt damage with the Enrage mechanic, gets to draw you a card. We also have Carnage Tyrant, Carney T, a once commented on card that should be banned because it's overpowered. But Carnage Tyrant is Trample Hexproofer that can't be countered. And then the shell, basically what we're doing is we have 7 parts of 1 mana acceleration. You have Llanowar Elf and a Boreal Grazer. That can put lands into play. Really what we want to try to do as much as possible is put a spell, a 4 CMC spell into play on turn 3. So we can do it with any of these or with Marauding Raptor. That reduces the cost of our dinosaurs. It also would trigger damage when creatures enter the battlefield. So we have that. We also have Domri that we're trying out here. So Domri plays a couple different avenues in the deck. It can give our creatures a static emblem. It can ramp and get around counter spells, and then it can also be used as a main board fight spell. Our creatures are generally larger, so we can take care of that. We also have the advantage of fighting with something like Ripjaw Raptor to take advantage and draw cards. Chandra is another planeswalker we have in the main board, more card advantage, ramp, as well as removal. We don't want to go all in with the deck to just play out creatures. You're susceptible in a heavy control meta to have your stuff die. In terms of our dinosaurs, we have the Marauding Raptor, which was mentioned. We have Rampaging Ferocidon that shuts off life gain and is a menace threat. We have the Ripjaw and the Shifting Ceratops. We have Regisaur Alpha, which gives our other dinosaurs haste and creates a 3/3 when it enters the battlefield, as well as the Carnage Tyrant. And then finally, we have the Commune with Dinosaurs. This is basically an impulse for either a land or a dinosaur. So it's a useful spell to kind of smooth out our draws. In the sideboard, just kind of threw together something for every matchup. Magma Sprays, Lava Coils as burn removal. I'm also playing 1 Sweltering Suns. Our creatures are generally larger at 4 toughness. So I want to try out having a 3 mana sweeper against like the more blitz style decks. We have Graveyard interaction in the form of Clothis, as well as this is good against control. And then Scavenging Ooze. We have Fry to get rid of Teferis and any sort of big threat. And then we have Scavenging Oozes, Roiling Vortex and Cindervines for the control matchups. And then heavy control, we also have Chandra. There is the 1 dinosaur fight spell. What's it called? Savage Stomp, which is a 1 mana sorcery that can fight. This is something we could consider. I think Domri overall is better just because it does more for the deck, just being able to Anthem, ramp us ahead. If we play this, you could technically go like turn 1 any of these, turn 2 this, turn 3 Regisaur Alpha. It plays nicely just mana with Chandra to get ahead, and then it could be a repeatable fight outlet. So let's give this a shot. I think I'm around like 99%, 98%. Play a best of 3 at least, and then we'll see how it goes, and then potentially play some best of 1 with it as well. But dinosaurs, as always, let me know what you'd like to see. We're pretty open to play standard or historic. I generally like historic better, but willing to try out. If you have any cool decks, anything like that, let me know as well. So one thing with this deck is you want to try to keep hands that do have acceleration on 1. Being able to get ahead is beneficial. We have no red mana, so I'm going to mulligan. We'll keep this. Probably put away a Commune. Mana base is a little awkward. Gotta love... We play 4 of these and we've drawn all 4. So we're probably going to just do this for a land here. I want to curve out with this hand. This is probably Phoenix. so they are blue-based decks, so we'll just take this. We're just getting turn 3 Dopus. Sorry, my dog is deciding to set up literally right by my chair, and then is passive-aggressively barking at me. Really awkward draw here this first go around. Obviously you don't want to see triple tap land when these are literally the only lines that like pseudo come into play tapped. Next turn, depending what we draw, I can have Shifty Boy come out with haste if we draw another line. Happy. Stop. So ideally we'd like a land here. So this is probably the new Coma. Okay, so too far behind at this point. They basically go into Coma now. Let's just go Sideboard. They don't know exactly what we're on. Fry's probably okay. In this matchup, let's get rid of a Boreal. Let's get rid of Ferocidon. Carney T's good. Cindervine's good. You could probably trim. I don't mind the Marauding. I still like Llanowar, so maybe trim a Marauding. Coma is 6 toughness, so we can't really stop it anyways. So I think we just go like this. They're probably going to have a lot of like anger style effects, so we'll just leave it like that. And this is a case where it's better to just not show them the information. I'm just not getting lucky at all. Okay, so we're going to take a land here, get Clothis going. So like, ideally our curve is this, this, and then this. Got to put a card back. It's probably Domri right now. Just gonna take the land here. I think we just get this going now. So hopefully they tap out. I think even given, yeah, we're just gonna get Clothis going. Being able to eat their graveyard will be good. This will insulate our life total a bit. See if we can get a spell. I think we just want more action here. So they can mastery here. They're going to take 5 if they do. Otherwise, we do get a turn to eat away their mastery. We'll take that. So I think we just do this turn. Get our dinosaur. This game's going a lot better. They can go Coma here, but or are they the twin? Oh, they're twin. So we didn't play it out the first game, but we were basically dead. Basically with this, they get infinite. So we weren't going to beat that anyways. That version of the deck's a little, like, we would have kept Fry, but it doesn't really make a difference. They don't cast it like in the freeway. They were just going to win anyways. This is kind of the problem with Historic right now. There's too many decks that just go over the top. Like, the opponent really did nothing that game, and then they just went, oops, I win. Like, they didn't interact with any of our board. They just have a 2-card combo. We had to scale up because we couldn't go full aggro in light of them having a sweeper. So this format's really pushed out mid-range. We'll give it another shot, see how it goes. Then we'll try this in best of one a couple games. That first game, we missed a few too many line drops. They had the mastery. Played this person a few times. Play first. We'll keep this. I think we're taking Marauding. Gives us a play next turn. So this gets bigger every time a dinosaur enters the battlefield. Have another Is It player. Them using 2 spells there is pretty decent for us. I would love to stop drawing lands now. We'll attack in first and then play out the other Ferocidon. These having Menace is super reasonable. We might see a Lavas, what is it? The discard, deal a damage, deal 5 damage, burn spell. Okay, Reggie's actually a nice one to follow up with. Opponent missed lands. So they ditched a finale. They've seen 3 pillars. Game 1, most of their damage is 2 points of damage. On top. That's fine. Take 2. We are going to take 4 damage from this, but we're going to hit him for a nice chunk. Also wouldn't mind a Chandra, perhaps. Nope. Best we can give you is another land. 9-ball them. So I don't think they could kill us from here. They also take 2 damage per creature coming in. Even if they finale here, it's not enough because they only have 2 damage. It's 3 spells. Gets them up to 6. They have 8 damage with the 2 points. They're a bit out of gas here. So they might be trying to find another burn spell here. They also don't have a Phoenix in the yard. Alright, spin their wheel, and dead. So the dinosaurs are too much. The opponent can't handle the dino menace. Alright. Let's give this one more go. See how this plays out. Haku face. 97%er. Opponent goes first. This hand is pretty reasonable. This hopefully finds us a nice dino payoff. Okay, drawn enough lands. Carney T in the house. Now green-white company is a bit annoying because they have Skyclave Apparition to get rid of our threats. So they can get rid of a Marauding Raptor. I still have enough to play it, which is fine. Ooh. I like that one more. So I can actually set it up that I can draw 2 cards and just play out Carnage Tyrant the next turn. Yeah, let's maybe do that. Hope they don't have company this turn. They hit me for 5. I could have attacked. They always have company. That was a very bad company. Oh no! I forgot about the enters tapped clause. Well, that was not very good. Oh, he's forgot about that line of text. Flyers are a bit of a weakness to the deck, especially with this Luminarch now. So they can go make that 4. Interesting decision there. I think we probably just gotta go another one of these. Just try to kill them now. They can only play 1 spell a turn, so they can hit me for block. Even with a Chandra now, I don't have enough. Okay, that might be it. If they didn't have that, we could have maybe pushed through. We'll go to sideboard, bring in some removal. Drew quite a few lands this game. So this is a matchup where I do like Sweltering Suns. Let's bring in the Magma Sprays, the Fry, and the Lava Coils. Big Chandra is actually not bad here either. Carnage Tyrant's pretty bad. Domri's fine because it can fight. Can probably trim maybe a Domri though. Trim the Ferocidons. Trim one Grazer. Like, we can win most of the long games, we just need to get there. Like, our stuff's bigger. It's just when they have the flyers that it becomes a bit of an issue. Let's keep this hand. Get Ripjaw going. Again, Skyclave Apparition's a bit of a pain here. I might hang on to this just as an actual spell this game. Opponent seldomly takes that block, so it's pretty safe. We're gonna go Regisar next turn. Notably, this can't get Skyclave Apparitioned. Set this up. Next turn we can do that if we want. We do have access to 6/7, so I can Chandra as well. Just plus with Chandra, get that going. You can see Collected Company here. That's very good for us. If they're willing to Skyclave that.
You wanna go, tough guy? Oh, this is gonna
So I'm gonna do this. We're gonna hold off, I think, on the land. Just throw a block in front of here. It's favorable blocks. Otherwise, if they have another Skyclave, they go after Chandra. So they could still attack here. I think that's fine. I think what we're gonna do... Ooh, Domri, it's interesting. So I think we're adding mana.
Today's my lucky day.
Playing out Domri.
Nothing like a bit of violence, man.
Playing this out. Fighting here because this can tap down our stuff. We get to draw 2 cards like this. And I think we're just passing here. Try to win through a Chandra ultimate. We also have this smashing that we can deal a bunch of damage with. Lava Coil is also super reasonable. Okay, so they either get the smashing out of the way or the Lava Coil. If they take smashing, I can still just get to take the Lava Coil, which is fine because I'm just going to deal a point of damage to both Spellbinder and Llanowar Elf. And then continue to advance my board state. think we're just doing this right now. We're gonna win through this Chandra, I think. Okay, actually draw another Chandra. So
Come and destroy.
let's add red. Let's see what we hit off the top here.
This will be easy.
So I can do that. If I do that, I still have 2 mana, so it's fine. That's an easy one. And I think here I'm willing to offer this. Because now they need another 1-power creature. Chandra we can ultimate next turn. So if they don't have Skyclave Apparition this turn, we're going to ultimate Chandra. And this is why I like the Planeswalkers in the deck. It allows us to attack on a different angle. We have a reader, and we have a head exploding. Alright, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I think on the play we still want those. It's probably still reasonable. Domri's fine. But maybe we want, like, this. Actually, now that I look at this, this isn't the best with Marauding Raptor because it dies when it enters the battlefield. I think we put some copies of we put a Klothys in here just to soak up some damage. Also, there's a chance we can animate it, so that'll be nice. Because if we get into one of those board states where neither, like, us or the opponent is progressing their board, what we can do is then just keep draining them. Offset some of the life loss. They likely cut Scavenging Ooze in this matchup. They did have Giant Killer, so something to be mindful of. This matchup's one of the few creature matchups that they'll have clean exile removal for both planeswalkers and our creatures. The meta, like I said, is pretty heavily burn based, with whether it be Phoenix, Jeskai, or Gruul. Mono black aggro will have like targeted removal. Them being on the play is advantageous. Sounds good. Turn 2 Klothys. Commune for a threat afterwards. No accelerant there for them is really good. Lets us play at a more fair pace. Let's get this going. Next turn we could commune, play Llanowar. So I think I'd rather get this out with haste. Or I can set this up, which might be good. So let's start with this. Ripjaw is also really nice here. Let's do this. That's annoying. think we're just taking the block here. Then I think we're just gonna try to race now. Hang off on this. Well, I can do this on this if I can get to 6 mana. Okay, so you can Spellbinder one thing. Not drawing any of our burn-based removal has been a bit annoying this go around. Okay, I get Shatter Skull. Can't recall if you could play this as a land. We're probably playing this as a land. There goes our Clothis. See, this is where it's going to get annoying now. Because Clothis was going to help us race. They didn't draw land. I think we need to just turn things sideways. Pretty happy with this exchange overall, I think. Now they might have like another Skyclave apparition. Their hand's pretty loaded, given that they've missed line drops. But Ceratops will always have haste, can also trample over. If they don't have another... Ah, that's annoying. Because now they're going to have the... This Henge is just out of hand. Henge isn't even that good anymore, because like Prismari Command, we just don't have a Braids in our deck. This makes it a little bit more difficult. Okay, so we do have Spray. Let's get rid of this for the time being. And the problem here now is, like, every turn that goes by, like, every creature they play is cycling. I don't have an answer to this Ronus. I guess we could Chandra Emblems. Yeah. Okay, well, we're dead here. We did! I don't think we play that much differently. Like, they had turn 4 Henge. You can't do much about that. We couldn't kill it on turn 4. And we have to progress like in a more linear way. Can give this a shot in... Let's get a little more. I've enjoyed the deck. Actually, I want to get rid of the Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze doesn't play well with our other dinosaurs. So Soul Guide. And let's go Primal Might. Might be right to main board Primal Might, but I've liked the card selection that we get. We were able to win through Chandra Alt. The other card that I was considering was like 5 mana Vivian, Monster's Advocate. While not uncounterable, does provide a steady stream of bodies and card advantage off the top, which this deck somewhat lacks, like we saw that game. But if they don't have the Henge, they're not drawing tons of cards. They also gain probably 8 life that game. Sounds great. So this is the Marvel deck. So this is another deck that's just going to go over the top of us with like Ulamog or Ugin. Played this earlier today, and even with like a fast start, you're not doing huge amounts. I'm actually going to go Ferocidon first. Oh, they're just like Gruul energy aggro. Okay, well. Let's do this. Let's do this. And next turn, Carney T's coming down. Take the block here. Might be like Long Tusk Cub style deck. Turn 4 Carnage Tyrant. I think we just take the damage if they attack. Like, they can't Embercleave this turn, but they might have pump spells. We're winning this race. Could be Collected Company. This draws a card. Shifty Boy. This will actually, if they have Collected Company, get them to respond first, potentially. Attack for 13. Easy block here. Okay, so they're all like pump spells, so it is something to be mindful of. So we're gonna want as much targeted removal as we can in this game. So we'll bring in those, the Lava Coils, Primal Might. Clothis, probably want Sweltering Suns. I imagine they're like a low to the ground aggro deck. These Ferocidons could come out. Domri's fine. Probably trim a bit of the top end in Shifting Ceratops. Actually, let's get rid of Communes. Bring in the Clothis for life gain. And probably just... like this block's okay. Probably just that. Let's run it back. Alright. Not being Marvel's good. Don't have to worry about Ulamog, so they're like a Gruul kind of blitz deck. So this is definitely control their creatures. One thing is they might... oh, did I bring in the Primal Mites? Yes, I did. Fortunately, this hand will not suffice. This hand will. So not the best, only from the standpoint we don't have removal. I think we do this first. Having that with haste. Okay. Can we stop drawing lands? Would be very cool. We have all the lands anyone could ever ask for. Okay, so they're missing creatures. We have this Primal Might, so this Arboreal Grazer is gonna go face eventually. We're not attacking. They very well could have haste threats. They could be on Collected Company. Okay, well, who will do less? The classic Gruul battle of Gruul spells. Electrostatic Pummeler. So this can double. So 2. So it could go to 2, 4, 6. So that'll have to get something out of the way. Doing this for 1, so that way if they pump, we don't trade. Okay, as expected. Could be dead next turn. I think we make them have it. You know what? That was dumb of me. We should have attacked first and then done it. That was dumb. That'll probably cost us the game. Second Pummeler. Let's not make the same mistake twice now. Brought in Souls. Okay, well, we're out of action. I'd love a Chandra. This forces them to spend their energy. They don't. I guess it doesn't work. Gonna keep this. Yeah, I guess we keep blocking if they want to use a pump spell to get beyond this. Such a weird game. At this point, we've gone through both our lava coils and a primal might. That's scary. Do this now in case they have a protection spell. Solid top deck at least. Come on. We got a ton of good cards. Best we can give you is an Arboreal Grazer. It's a blocker. The classic battle of Grazers versus Servants. Okay, that's decent. At least it cycles itself. Perfect. Let's just take the card advantage here. We can cast everything except Carnage Tyrant. That's a great one. Soulseer.
This was a waste of my time.
Soulseer is a bit of a weird one. You don't see included that often. Being
the smell of malt buckle under our might.
I think we're just doing this. Weird they don't make the token there. I'm attacking all here. They likely have a piece of removal, so want to ensure Garruk's dead.
That was a short.
I think I like the line of making a token for them there. Okay, I have Pummeler. Should be their third Pummeler. Can't afford to attack in. They can make it big enough. I think we're attacking in with the 3 dinosaurs this turn. Just kind of take them off the clock. They have a few pumps. Like if they have the pump spell with trample, we're dead anyways, so we gotta just make it so they don't get a chance here. If they want to use some energy now, that's fine. Obviously would have loved like another Chandra here. Clothis would be great, even just to insulate our life total a bit. We got a Roper! I mean, you drew your best card in your deck. Here, I brought you a pie, opponent. Yeah, I still think they're lying. They should have made this a 3/3 token, just to let them go wide afterwards. Because then if you drew this, they have the trample for the turn. They basically have lethal on board afterwards. Salty, salty opponent. Come on. Like, if you're gonna play, like, meme decks, you can't be then upset when you lose. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of interaction plus a blossoming defense. So you had more burn than I did. This timeout means that they can't block either. They're just dead. Alright, so we went 2 and 2 with the deck. Beat Phoenix, beat Pummeler, lost Green-White Company, and to Locust God combo. The deck's fun. Obviously not tier 1, but has elements to it. The synergy and the haste is really nice in it. If you're running into a lot of creature-based aggro, like against Gruul, like Ripjaw Raptor is massive against all their threats. Company is like the exception, probably. Green-White Company, just with all the exile removal and just a bunch of flyers, hurts quite a bit. But the deck's fun. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great one.